Welcome back to another episode of the Yuri Armor podcast. I'm coming to you live on Valentine's Day night. It's been a wild couple of days, but the fact that I'm here alone recording a podcast is proof that my Valentine's Day did not go the way I wanted it to. Nevertheless, great night. A lot happened. Really, I want to start out, though, by dialing in what happened the other day. And we're going to start with Falco. So, the other day, Friday, I had my first boat to go list. I think I mentioned it already on the podcast, what the deal is with this fella. But I went. Drove 2 miles out, 2.5 hours, not 2 miles. Fuck! You can't tell I've had a good bit to drink tonight. Drove 2 hours out to 10 Mile, Tennessee. Showed up, tiny boat dock. Tiny. It's a sailboat. An 81 Cal 9.2 sailboat. During its time, world class. In the condition I saw it in, maybe worth $5-6 grand. Max. I show up to this boat. I've been communicating with the owner, and he's like, yeah, the colonel's going to meet you out there. The colonel is a good friend of mine. He's going to meet you out at the boat. The colonel knows a lot about the boat. So I show up, and granted, I fucked up. I didn't realize how far east I was traveling. I told him I'd be there a little afternoon, and I show up at like 1:15 because my time changes. Now, I jump. The colonel's been sitting out there for an hour waiting on me to show up. So I show up. It's like a little like shitty, sleepy town kind of deal. You got an RV campsite, and I swear to God, it's probably like a 12 boat dock. Something like that. And the colonel was just fucking perched on the fucking ass end of this sailboat, just staring at me. And I'm like, are you the colonel? And he's like, that's me. So the colonel is there in like loafers, khakis, and like a blazer. Which, what he's sitting on is about like I want to say like a 24-foot sailboat. And this thing it's been tied up at the end of this boat dock for like weeks. And the marina's fucking sick of looking at it. It's just in the worst possible spot ever. And the colonel gives me the rundown. He's sitting on this. It's messy. I mean, it's just fucking messy. It's been outside. We had a snowstorm, everything. The colonel gives me the rundown. He's like, the owner, found some money. I'm a big, colonel's telling me he's a pilot. He's had sailboats. He knows the whole deal. And gives me the rundown. He's like, so the guy, he didn't have much money. Had some bad business ventures. And came across some money, decided it was time to buy a sailboat. Buys a sailboat, his house burns down. So the guy lives on the sailboat for like a month and a half trying to figure out the next step. So the colonel's like, look, I'm not going to lie to you. This boat is not ready to be listed. It's not in listing condition. And the way I work is it's sold as is. I don't want to have to fuck with it. I don't know enough about it to fuck with it. I'm going to sell it as is. But I swear to God, looking the inside of this boat. And looking at the outside, you could tell pretty much that it's going to be fucked up. It was fucked up. It was fucked up bad. And dirty, grimy. It looked like there was a dude living in there for 3 weeks. And the colonel was sitting there telling me the colonel was probably 89 years old. He's walking around with a stick. I'm surprised he even made it on the boat. And the colonel was telling me, we got to get this thing to start. It hadn't been started. It hadn't been winterized and protected during the winter. So we have to get this thing started. He's like, go on down there in the hole, boy, and fuck with those batteries and kind of plug them up and make sure, everything's connected. I have no electrical experience at all. And what I'm looking at is this little compartment, and you got 3 fucking boat batteries, jerry rigged up to a bunch of fucking cables. There's about 2 inches of water in the whole floor of the boat. It's not because the boat's taking on water, it's because it snowed and it all melted. And it's just I'm wearing goddamn cowboy boots. I stepped one foot into the boat, my whole foot's soaked. And he's like, go on down there, boy, and get in those batteries and kind of rig this thing up. We got to make sure these batteries have charge so we can get this boat started. And so I'm down there, like, these batteries are like, the cables are cut and wet, and it's all like fucking very like jerry rigged. Like, that's the only word I can think of. I'm sitting there like plugging shit up to the batteries, it's just sparking and shit. And I'm like, Colonel, I'm gonna get my ass electrocuted. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, he's like, you're fine, just put positive, you know, black to or red to positive, black to negative, whatever. So me and the Colonel come to find out the batteries are dead, and Colonel's like, I got another battery in the trunk of my car. It's about a quarter mile away. Why don't you walk up here with me and grab it? So we go, and I grab the battery, bring the battery back down, and plug it up. Then the guy who owns the marina, or runs the marina, comes out, and he's like, you know, you fellas doing all right? We're like, yeah, like, I guess, you know. I thought the boat was going to be in better condition, honestly. And he's like, well, you know, I got a guy, he does all the mechanic work around here. He charges $15 an hour, but he'll come out here and give you a hand if you need it. I was like, I'm gonna get my ass fucking shocked to death, you know, fucking around with this battery. Hell yeah, bring him on. 15 an hour is a fucking steal. It's a fucking steal for this type of situation. So this fella comes down, interesting fella. He comes on down and he gets in there and he's like, yeah, your batteries are shot. It's like, we figured that out. You know, he's like, well, I found a battery charger, you know, and whatnot. But as he's looking around in there, I'm looking around at all the shit because the Colonel's brought some trash bags and he's like, we're going to get this boat ready to list. Which, shout out the Colonel, that's cool as fuck of him to do. I'm like looking at all this shit and there's like a little like ashtray with a little J. There's a fucking THC vape, quarters. There's fucking snacks, canned goods. There's fucking, I mean, all types of bullshit, man, just everywhere. I mean, it was like someone lived in there. There's a litter box, dog food. I'm thinking like, how in the fuck does somebody live on here with a dog and a cat? There's barely enough room for one person. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm looking at this little like plastic box of, it's just a little clear top, plastic bottom, and it says like dental something. And I'm looking in it because it looks like fucking crystal meth. That's exactly what it looks like. And I'm like, I'm looking next to it and there's a torch. I'm looking over at the tiny little J rolled up and the THC pen, and I'm like, I look at the fucking mechanic, I'm like, is this crystal fucking meth? Am I crazy or is this crystal meth? And this dude like picks it up and he's like, you know, I don't really fuck with this shit. No, I don't fuck with this shit, but I can tell you right now that's crystal meth. I was like, it is? He's like, absolutely. 100% that is crystal meth. He's like, you know what we ought to do with this? We ought to just get rid of it. And then takes it, leans out the fucking like hull of this boat and just throws it into the lake. He's like, yep, ain't nobody seeing that now. You know, we got, and then he goes and looks at the Colonel. He's like, Colonel, you gotta clean this fucking boat out. This thing needs a deep clean. He's like, you know what we just found in here? And the Colonel's like, what? No. He's like, we just found a little bag of crystal meth, like a little box of crystal meth. I feel like this dude definitely smoked crystal meth before. He's like, I don't fuck with that shit. But I feel like he definitely knew. Like, he knows ball. So, crystal meth was in the first boat I get to list. That's fine. I can work with crystal meth. I can work with that. That's better than, I don't know. You know. It's better than finding a dead cat in there. Because there was a fucking litter box. There was dog food. If I found a dead cat, I'm not listing the boat. I just won't do it. Crystal meth I can work with. So anyway, the mechanic rigs up this fucking sailboat. And we get the fucker to start. He fucking turns the thing on. This thing hadn't been ran in like a year. He cranks it on. I get a bunch of videos of it. I get some nice... I'm out there all day. So after he cranks it on, I get the videos and stuff. Like, the Colonel leaves after he, like, takes a trash bag. And I'm in there, like, scooping water out of this bitch, like, pouring it out. I'm, like, cleaning up after this dude. I get him on the phone. I'm like, fella, what are you going to do with all this stuff in here? I know you're dealing with a lot right now. Like, What do you want me to do with it? He's like, I just bought a brand new TV and there's a pair of jeans in there. That's all I want. It's like, perfect. So I go up to the lodge. I'm like, I need 3 trash bags. And I just start putting shit in the trash bags. Everything. It was gross. It was fucking gross. I'm not even gonna lie. It was really gross. There's a lot of gross shit in there. So I clean it up. And the mechanic like fucks around. And I get some pictures of it. Good videos and stuff. I have to like send all that off to him still. But he's gonna be under contract here in the start probably Monday. So we cleaned it up. And it was, it was all right. I mean, the boat turned out pretty nice once it was cleaned up. It'll probably fetch like $6,000. That's a quick like potential $600 for one day of work. Yeah, fuck yeah. Every day of the week, man. Bring it on. I'll take it. But all that to say, I finished up. The mechanic came and helped me like with the build. She like plugged it up, which was super cool. I met someone who like understood boats. I didn't go in just like blind because I couldn't have rigged up the battery. I mean, I could have. I probably would have electrocuted myself in the process, but like I could have done it. But this guy just came in, like just did that shit, which was cool. And it was just good. It was my first asset. It was good. It was a good experience. It was only me that could ended up actually going out and driving to it and seeing it. So it was awesome. It was a good first experience. And what's funny is, this mechanic only takes cash, and he was on his phone. I had more cash to pay him the second time he came back, but like he's on his phone with his sister, and he's like talking to her, and he's like, "Yeah, I need your Cash App. I'm working with a client." He's like, "Yeah, I think it's like his daddy's company or something, like something." And I'm like, "I have cash. I can pay cash." Like he like wasn't listening, and he's like asking me, he's like, "So like, what do you do? Is this like your daddy's company? Like you work for your dad or something?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, who is it?" And I was like, it's me." And he's like, "How old are you?" I was like, 23. He's like, "You're starting your own company at 23? That's fucking amazing. Like that's insane. Like, man, like I would have thought you were way older, and like that's super cool." And like, I didn't do the most glorious thing in the world. Like all I did was go and like clean out a boat and like took some good pictures of it. But like, I know I didn't do a lot, but it was the fact that like, I did something, and then it was recognized as like, holy shit. Like when he said that, it was like, I didn't do much, but what I did was only mine. I found the boat. I talked to the owner. I convinced him to auction. I went out and I cleaned that fucker and I listed it. It's not like I had a company that like gave me a task list to do. It was like, I did it, and it was my company. That was like, I swear to God, that was the most rewarding feeling I'd ever felt in my entire life. I told my parents, I like called them, I was like, I'm like an entrepreneur. Like I am like a multi-millionaire in the making. Like this is rewarding shit. Like I am a different person. Like this is sick. And so it was the most, I've gotten praise at doing a job for this company or this company, but that's a task I was assigned and I did it well. And you should. But when you assign yourself your own task and then you do it well and then you get praised for it, it's like, motherfucker, it was all me. There wasn't no one else involved, man. It was just me. That is like, it's a weird feeling. It made me feel like I'm like a grown-ass man, ready to take on the responsibilities of life. Bring on a woman. Bring on a family of 5. Bring on a farm and bring on a mortgage and 2 car payments and debt. I can tackle it. I'm prepared. I'm a new me. Haven't even sold the boat yet. Haven't made a goddamn dime. But I drove 2 hours to go do it, and I was rewarded. To finish this little story off, these honkies had never seen a Genesis sedan, let alone a Genesis sedan with a 5-liter V8. And they were oogling my car like there. But when I finally was getting ready to leave, he goes, "Man, what in the fuck type of car is this?" I'm like, "Dude, it's basically just a Korean Mercedes." He's like, "I ain't never seen nothing like this in my entire life." He's like, "But it sounds damn good." And I like hopped on the gas, vroom, vroom. And him and the Marina guy were, holy fucking thing, holy hell, I bet that thing gets up and moves, man. That is fucking badass, you know. And then I didn't even say, the mechanic just like turns to the guy, he's like, 23 years old, starting his own auction company. I'm gonna work for him. I'm gonna check out boats with him. You know, like, that's a cool motherfucker. Lives in Nashville, you know. I was like, I have thought, you know, life has been kind of shitty, kind of recently, you know. It's like, like, what am I actually doing? You know, I feel like I'm so behind. But when you talk to these people out in the middle of nowhere, they think you're the fucking coolest dude ever. And that was good. That was a little boost I needed. It made me feel like, okay, you know, what am I comparing myself to? The fucking Instagram Nepo babies who've disguised it as like stock trading and crypto gambling? I mean, yeah, they drive Koenigseggs and fucking McLarens and shit, live in Miami in penthouses, but why am I comparing myself to that? They're the loudest, but they're also like the very like fewest Nepo babies. Trust fund babies had enough to gamble and like make more money. Sure, whatever. You do you. But like in comparison, like I felt pretty good. So yeah, that was Friday. And to celebrate, me and Jordan, we went, my neighbor lives right down the hall from me. It's like, Jordan, you know, I was supposed to make it back from 10 Mile, Tennessee to hop on a meeting with a robotics company in Shenzhen, China, to discuss a potential business opportunity with Jordan about deploying robotics in America for a certain industry. I don't want to dive in because I don't want any fuckers taking my idea. It's still a good idea. It's got a lot of life to it. Just not there yet. But made it back too late. The meeting had just concluded as I was like banging on his door and like singing in the hall, like you know, Jordan, what's the deal with the meeting? You know, like trying to figure it out. But didn't go well. $100,000 entry point. If we think that's unreasonable, our clients are going to think that's unreasonable. That's a hard pitch. You know, well, you give us $100,000 and we're going to test, demo, potentially use a foreign technology in your industry, and you're going to pay every single cent out of pocket and then give us a management fee. Phenomenal idea. Actually, it's when you put it like that, it sounds pretty fucking dumb, but you don't know the real like details. So anyway, it didn't happen. The Chinaman said it's not ready. Give us a year. So me and Jordan are like, all right, well, let's go to dinner. We have to go celebrate. So we decided we're just gonna go down 12 South. 12 South, my street. It's like bars and restaurants, like a tenth of a mile that way. So we go, and I was like, Jordan, we have to find somewhere lively. I want to see like women. I want to see women. I want to see people of the opposite sex, you know. And so we're deciding between these two places. First one is a hot spot for women. They sell like wine, like their shtick is like wine and like bruschetta boards. That's their whole shtick. It's like get wine, get a board. They're like ultimate like Instagram like story post bullshit. We peeked in too dead. It's like 9:30. So we go to the hot new sushi spot. Great food. Sushi-san. Sushi-san. That's where we go. So we go to Sushi-san, and on the way in, I'm like, Jordan, like I don't know how we got on the topic of like dating. I was like, Jordan, like, are you like a playboy or something? Like, you date. Like, I feel like you date. He's like, yeah, I date. And I swear to, I shit you not, there's a couple, like two people, a guy and a girl, like sitting like on a curb, like outside all the restaurants and stuff. And as he's saying he's dating, he looks over and he's like, I dated that. And he's like, hey, like to her. I'm like, I get the bit, like that's kind of funny, like I get your point, but like don't hey at a stranger. That's just weird. He's like, hey, do you remember me? And she looks over and she's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, the timing, like the odds, like Like, how do you have that much, like, going on? I'm like, that's insane. It put me in a weird mindset for the rest of the night, and that's important. I was like, I'm asking you about this, and you literally just point at the first girl you see. You're like, yeah, I took her out too. Yeah. And so we walk into the bar, and we're a sushi spot, and we're like peeking around. I'm like peeking around. He's like, you want to eat here? And I was like peeking around. A bunch of tables, a lot of cute girls, busy, good music, vibes are up. So yeah, sit at the bar. So we sit at the bar, and he's on open table. He's like, what are you doing for Valentine's tomorrow? I don't have fucking dick planned. Zero. Nada. Nothing. My mom's been my Valentine consistently for the past like 4 years. Whether like I did something on Valentine's Day or not is irrelevant because my mom has like sent me a gift basket for the past 4 years. Fuck. Mom, I love you, but like, that's fucking depressing. I'm a grown man. So he's sitting there on open table. Like, he's like, I'm trying to find a place last minute, good luck. Nashville, open table, trying to find anywhere to go that's not 30 minutes away and 9 o'clock, good luck. So he's sitting there doing it, and in my mind, I'm like, he just like spotted a girl he took on a date. He's booking a fucking Valentine's date for another girl. I'm like, I'm not gonna go this entire night without shooting my fucking shot at every single girl I see. I'm going to. Like, I have to. I was like, from here on out, I am not spending another Valentine's Day alone. That was just a mindset. I mean, I've just been, like, mind blown. And so our bartender comes over. She's like, "You're ready to order?" I was like, no, he's fucking booking a table for a Valentine's Day date. And I look at her. Cute. Good vibes. Seem friendly. Good vibes. Like, I just sensed good energy. I said, "What are you doing tomorrow night? You have plans?" "No." So you should be my Valentine. Will you be my Valentine then tomorrow night? She kind of like laughed. I was like dead fucking serious. I was like dead fucking serious. I was like, yeah. I will book us somewhere right now where you're gonna go. Where do you want to go? What do you like? Just tell me what she liked. I was in. Just like that. First girl. 1 for 1, baby. So we talked more a little bit. We're talking. Jordan's 28. Jordan's 28 years old, and I think Jordan. I don't remember how the topic of age came up, but like, I think she asked Jordan how old he was, and he's like, "Well, who do you think's older between us two?" She goes, "I think he's older," pointing at me. I've never gotten that in my entire life, ever. I think I'm like 18 all the time. I get ID checked twice at most places because they're just maybe just hate my swag. But fuck them. But well, he's like, "I'm 28." She's like, "Yeah, I'm older than that." And we're going out tomorrow night. Am I in the big leagues now? Hello? They're calling. I mean, what the fuck? She thinks I'm older? She's like older than 28? I'm not experienced with a woman like that. Who am I? I go and I like start a company, like I go list my first boat, and here I am shooting shots. Cougars? I mean, am I just a different man these days? Who am I? What's the meme? Like, who are you? I am? That's what I felt like. I mean, well, like, what is going on here? And I completely dodged the question when she kind of like brought it up. Completely dodged it. I was like, if she knows my age, my chances of this actually happening are slim to none. Barely. So I completely dodged it. But got her phone number. Texted her. Date secured. So today was Valentine's Day. Guess what the fuck I did? Stephen Curry, half court shooting, blind, behind the back. 360s. Just big dick LeBron James, bro. Like, who am I? I am. I mean, the guy you knew, he's no more. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a different beast. Who am I? Who am I? Regardless, I booked us a fucking the only reservation anywhere near downtown and anywhere halfway decent. It's a little diner called, not diner, diner's the wrong word. Upscale, bougie, like American infusion type restaurant. 9:30. I'm not going to a dinner with a stranger without a pregame. And if she, I texted her, I was like, hey, like, looking forward to tonight. Let me know if you want to get drinks before I'm going to pick you up. And that just is going to determine when. She said no to drinks. The night was going to be, like, I would have been awkward. I would have had to, like, chug some Modelo's in my house and, like, get comfortable. It's weird. I'm weird with strangers. First dates, if we can't pregame and, like, get a little buzzed and kind of, like, flirt with each other and see how each other react, then we're not going to have a good dinner. I don't want to sit there and watch you eat before I flirted with you to see how our energy is. You know what I mean? Recipe for disaster. So I was like, we have to go get drinks. Where do we get drinks? She's like, yeah. I want, like, we got to break the ice. My type of lady. I mean, maybe just get it. So we go, I call, like, all the bars. Or I try to call the bars. And they're all just, like, phone ringing off the hook. It's, like, 7 o'clock. I have to figure out where we're going to get drinks. I have a dinner reservation. I know, like, what area, what part of town we're going, but where? So we go to one little bar. I showed up. I thought it was going to be cool vibes. It was me, this girl, 3 40-year-old black men, 50-some-year-old couple, white couple, but white, not the cool white, kind of like the plain white. And I think just like a older middle-aged white guy at the end of the bar just drinking a lot. And the vibes were not good. I mean, it was cool because I was with her, and I picked her up at her place, and we had time in the car to kind of talk. Okay, this is bad. But like, I don't know why. I was sober, and I don't know why, but I couldn't fucking drive her to the bar. Like, I was like fucking up. And I don't really fuck up when I drive. I'm a very confident driver. I'm knowledgeable. I'm very aware. I like fucked up the entire drive over to this first spot. I don't know what it was. Like, I turned on the wrong street, like reacted and like pulled off, like it was like I swear at one point she goes like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I don't know I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know why I can't drive. Like, I'm sober. Like, I was like, I'm sober. Like, I don't know what's going on. She probably thought like I was like on drugs or like something was up with me. Like, mentally, I just couldn't like drive or something. She definitely felt unsafe. That's a given. So we go to this first spot. We get a drink. Talk. Cool. But then we were talking about like other cocktail bars, like cool spots to go. So we go to this other spot. Much better. It was okay. To be fair, this other spot was my first choice, but I thought it was closed. And then she was telling me she'd been there before, and actually like last week, and it's like a cool spot. And I was like, well, that's where I wanted to go, but last time I tried to go, it was lights off, shut. It was like a Thursday night. I was like, they're permanently closed. Obviously not. So we go, lively, fucking lively, a lot of people, good music, vibes were good, much bougier joint, and we were one cocktail deep, so the conversation was a little smoother. I was like, the bar was packed us out. We somehow got a drink ordered pretty quick. We found fucking seats. I asked this dude if we could sit at this table, so like we kind of like worked together to like. Maybe, I just want to give her credit in case she sees this, but I want to say, like, I was smooth as fuck. I got us a drink ordered quick. I got us seats. But I'll give her some credit, maybe, like, it was a teamwork effort. Regardless, we sit, better conversation. We're talking more. And then we go to dinner. Dinner was nice. Food was good. They were out of almost everything. We pulled up as the guy was taking our order, he's like, also the kitchen's closed in like 10 minutes. So like order everything. So we ordered what we could. Dinner was nice, good conversations, much better. I don't know why I did this. I think she told me a story about like punching like a guy at a bar or something, but it wasn't like that wasn't the whole story. That was like a part of another story. It was like a very small detail. For some reason I just like I ran like a bit with it, and I just kept asking her to like punch me like in the face and like beat my ass. Which I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have kept doing it if she didn't keep laughing at it. But every time, like, I would, like, because, like, I would, like, say it, and she would laugh, like, genuine laugh, not like a fake laugh. She would laugh, and then I would wait. It'd be, like, a couple more minutes, and she would say something else, and it would, like, she would, like, fucking, what the fuck is the cat doing? She would give me a layup, and I would just be like, yeah, so you can just beat my ass. Or, like, she's like, I shit you not, like I said it, she laughed, she's like, why are you like focusing on it? I was like, I don't know. And then she's like, oh, this cocktail looks good. I was like, called the punching bag. And I was like, oh, so I know what you want to do tonight. It was just layup after layup. But then like when I think about it, I'm like, when people ask her, like, how did it go? She's just gonna say like, kept like saying like he wanted me to punch him in the face and beat his ass. That's not my king. That's not something I'm into. I actually didn't want her to do it, but she kept laughing when I said it, so I just kept saying it. And game is game, boys. Figure it out. Obviously, it didn't work because she's not here beating the fuck out of me. But yeah. So dinner went well. I kept saying that shit. I ran a bit. It was like, I'm gonna take her to Broadway. We're gonna go to like the shittiest bars on Broadway. She's gonna beat my ass and she's gonna feed me food. I ran with that bit all night. Worked out pretty well though. Got her like loose and laughing. And like it didn't like fall off. It wasn't like a joke got old because I could just keep pulling it out. She kept like genuinely laughing. So vibes were good. I think. Maybe she was faking the whole thing. Maybe she actually fucking hated it. She's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So then we go for a nightcap at my favorite spot of all time, greatest cocktail bar maybe in existence, the Patterson House in the Gulch. Division Street, Patterson House. Look it up for yourself. Literally the coolest spot. If I really want to wow somebody, anybody ever, I take them there. It's my go-to. I am just upset that the staff tonight was new and didn't like know me, so I couldn't get like the aura of like being like, oh, like the regular. Because I mean, fuck, dude, that's cool. And as a young entrepreneur on his way to making like $600,000 like selling boats and like auction shit and like like banging cougars and stuff, like a man needs a regular spot and a regular drink, and you might as well make it a damn good spot. But we finished off there, and vibes were good. But closing out. This whole time, I didn't know how old she was. I had a guesstimate, and I assumed she didn't know how old I was. So I was like, I was going to play it like, to like kind of gauge it, see how I'm like presenting myself to people. I was going to gauge and ask her then, like, so like, how old do you think I am? And I was hoping she would say like 27, 26. I'd be like, well, I'm actually 23, but I've had a great night tonight, and I hope that doesn't affect me. But out of nowhere, this girl's like, I looked you up. Okay, Instagram, Facebook, my first name, like you didn't get very far. My Instagram is not my fucking first name. Neither is my podcast. Neither is anything. Facebook is Pat. It's not Patrick. She knows me as Patrick. She's like, well, she's a real estate agent. She does real estate. She's like, well, I have this like software I use, and I saw your criminal record. And I was like, what? Pause. What does that even mean? She's like, yeah, like we use this for like potential clients to like gauge it, but like, I've used it with like men like I've seen and like potentially, gone before I've gone on dates with guys, like I've used this. She's like, I saw your driving record, and she just broke it down. This girl can punch in a phone number, any valid phone number in the United States. And somehow it links that phone number to my name, my current address, my entire criminal record, which is mostly like driving related with me. Everything that's public, is driving related, and where my address, and I was blown away. Now, I don't think this is an uncommon thing. Like, if a woman has access to that thing, she's gonna fucking use and abuse that shit. So I'm not like blaming her, but like to hear that come out of somebody's mouth, it blew me away that she knew how old I was the whole time, because it shows my age, it shows my birthday and everything. So like my whole like big like surprise, like I'm way younger than you thought I was, but you had a good time, right? That was all gone and piss in the wind. Granted, she like didn't know how old I was. I think she did have a good time, but I'm like, oh, like fuck. But then she's like, yeah, like I saw like DUI, reckless driving. Like she's like, why do you have so many reckless drivings? Like, are those repeat tickets? I'm like, no, those are all individual instances. Fuck the cops. It was their fault. But I'm sure it's common. With shit like the T app and with shit like I don't know, like Instagram search, Facebook search, like I'm sure girls are looking up guys before they go on dates. But to like hear like my driving history like spoken back to me during a nightcap at the end of a date, like a first date, I'm like, this is unreal. Like this is like I felt like a little violated, but I understood like yeah, like I get it. Like I didn't think I gave off like that first vibe of like potentially being a weirdo, but I'm glad you checked me out. I'm glad you still came on the date, I guess. It's a weird time, boys. That's weird. It's weird to be a guy and date, and that's just on the table. Fellas, if you've ever fucked up, it don't even matter what your side of the story is. Whatever that fucking digital record says, you're fucked, friend. I've never really fucked up, so I mean, I'm fine. You're not. You won't even get to explain like any type of like violent charge ever. They will just not go on a date. They have access to this, which is probably gonna be more common than you think. So that was my mother. And then she told me she was 30 years old. But that ain't stopping nobody. It might have stopped me like tonight. I mean, here I am filming. But look, I'll end it with this. Me and Jordan were talking. Restraint and taking it slow might be the key to a healthy, successful, long-term relationship. I don't even know if I'm ready for that at this point. I was telling this girl, I'm so split. I'm a young entrepreneur on the way to $600,000 selling boats at auction. Like, can I really be dating seriously with the right intention? And I only date with intention. So can I give you my full attention while I date with intention? If I'm also, starting with Algo, the fastest liquidation company of all time. It's hard to tell. Can't make any promises. But yeah, so I wanted to give you all an update. Things are good. Life's good. Everything's moving swimmingly. Happy Valentine's Day, you fellas, you single Pringles. If you were near me, I'd give you a shoulder massage and tell you it'll be all right. But you're not. That's all of you. I mean, anybody and everyone that wanted that, you're not anywhere near me, so I can't give it to you. That offer expires tonight. This video is going up tomorrow. Good luck. But maybe next year, you find me. But yeah, how was your Valentine's Day? Did you jerk off? Did you spend a little too much money at dinner? Did you punch out of your weight class by 7 years? Bet not. I just got lucky. Honestly, it's just pure luck or divine intervention. But, Drake once said it, God's plan. So he said it, it was the truth. But yeah, here we are. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna do some work. I'll go work. A little Mardi Gras party, a little crawfish boil, crawfish season. Best time of the year. So I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna get some work done in the morning. Now I'm gonna reward myself with a couple pounds of crawdaddies, a couple beers, and good company. But yeah, I love y'all to death. And you know, if you need someone to think of on this lonely Valentine's Day night, or any lonely night, think of me. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.